I'm having a moment right now. You know, I haven't really talked much about my brother since he passed away, but I think about him every day. My brother was given up for adoption as a baby, and I found out about him when I was 10, and ever since I was 10, I wanted to find him. And when I got older, I looked for him, but I didn't have any success. I was probably like around 19 when I started looking for him, but he was still young. He was only 16, and so technically I really wouldn't have been able to have access to him. Social media really wasn't a big thing back then. So 10 years passed, and I started looking for him again. I thought I would never find him, but I did. I basically had to curse my mother out to get a copy of his birth certificate, and that's how we found out that his last name had been changed. His mother had remarried, and the guy she married adopted my brother. So I remember at the age of 13, my mom had found out where he was living by someone that was a mutual friend of hers and his adoptive mother, and that was Pensacola, Florida. And I looked there first with his new last name, and for 3 days I called all day asking people if they knew him. And on the third day, this lady answered the phone, and she said that my brother was her boyfriend's grandson. And that's how I found my brother. And it hurt so bad because I wanted to have a relationship with him. But when I found out what type of person he was, I didn't like who he was. He was stealing from my grandmother. He was stealing from my mother, from my sister. He was a thief. He was a deadbeat dad, and he was a drug addict. And because of that, I kept away from him. And I never got to really know my brother. I allowed that to stop me from getting to know him. I didn't have compassion for what he was going through and why he was the way that he was. I don't know why he was the way that he was. I don't know what happened to him growing up that made him be that way. And every day I regret it. You never know what people are going through and why they resort to self-sabotaging themselves or doing fucked up shit like stealing. And I try not to beat myself up about it because I did what I had to do to protect myself. But honestly, since he died, it's been so hard to forgive myself because I lost out on all that time. 14 years since I found my brother, and I barely spent any time with him. I wish I could go back. So if anybody out there is watching this and you have people in your life that are just living a fucked up life, it's okay to keep your distance and place boundaries, but also don't just cut them out of your life. Because I did that to my dad too, because he was an alcoholic. And now he's gone too. And it doesn't feel good when they're gone because you can't make up for no lost time once they're gone.